Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there existed a magical frozen forest known as Frostywood. This enchanting forest was blanketed with sparkling snow and shimmering icicles that hung from the branches of towering trees. Each year, Frostywood welcomed the arrival of winter, transforming the landscape into a breathtaking winter wonderland. But this year was special. It was the year of the Great Snow Festival, a time when the forest came alive with magic, laughter, and a sense of wonder. In the heart of Frostywood, hidden under a blanket of snow, lived a talking pebble named Pebble. Pebble was no ordinary stone. He was a lively, cheerful pebble with bright, twinkling eyes and a voice that echoed through the forest like a gentle breeze. He loved sharing stories and exploring new adventures. Despite being small and seemingly insignificant, Pebble had a big heart and an even bigger imagination. As the first day of the Great Snow Festival approached, Pebble felt a thrill of excitement. He was determined to find new friends to join him on an adventure. With a hop and a bounce, he rolled out from his cozy nook under the snow, calling out, "Who wants to join me for a day of fun?" Nearby, nestled among the frosty ferns, lived Tiny Rabbit, a fluffy little creature with soft, white fur and big, floppy ears. Tiny Rabbit peeked out of his burrow, his nose twitching with curiosity. "What's going on, Pebble?" he asked, his voice cheerful yet cautious. "I'm on a quest for adventure," Pebble declared, his eyes sparkling. "Join me. We'll explore the frozen forest and see what wonders we can find." Tiny Rabbit's eyes widened with delight. "Oh, that sounds amazing. But what will we do?" "Let's find Tiny Robin first," Pebble suggested, bouncing with enthusiasm. "She always knows where the best berries are hidden, even in winter." With that, the two friends set off deeper into the heart of Frostywood, their laughter echoing through the stillness of the snowy landscape. As they ventured further, the air grew crisp, and the soft crunch of snow beneath their feet filled the silence. The trees stood tall and proud, their branches adorned with delicate icicles that sparkled like diamonds in the sunlight. After a short journey, they found Tiny Robin perched on a branch, fluffing her feathers against the cold. She was a bright red bird with tiny wings that sparkled like jewels, and she had a song that could warm the coldest of hearts. "Hello, Pebble." "Hello, Tiny Rabbit," she chirped, her voice cheerful. "What brings you to my part of the forest today?" "We're looking for adventure," Pebble exclaimed. "Do you want to join us?" Tiny Robin's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Absolutely. But first, let me show you something special," she said, fluttering her wings. "Follow me." With that, Tiny Robin led them through the forest, guiding them to a beautiful clearing that was untouched by snow. In the middle of the clearing stood a magnificent flying bicycle, glistening in shades of blue and silver, with wings made of shimmering fabric. It looked like something straight out of a fairy tale. "Whoa, what is this?" Pebble exclaimed, bouncing closer to the bicycle. "This is my flying bicycle," Tiny Robin said, her eyes gleaming with joy. "I found it during last year's festival, and I've been keeping it safe. It can take us anywhere we want to go." Tiny Rabbit's eyes widened. "Can it really fly?" he asked, his voice filled with awe. "Of course," Tiny Robin chirped. "Let me show you." With a swift motion, she hopped onto the bicycle and flapped her tiny wings. As she began to pedal, the bicycle lifted off the ground, soaring into the sky. Pebble and Tiny Rabbit watched in amazement as Tiny Robin danced through the air, performing loops and twirls against the backdrop of the blue sky. "Come on, join me," she called out, her voice echoing through the clearing. Pebble and Tiny Rabbit exchanged excited glances. "Let's do it," Pebble shouted, and they both hopped onto the bicycle, snuggling close to Tiny Robin. As Tiny Robin pedaled, the bicycle lifted off the ground, and they soared high above Frostywood. The cold wind rushed past them, filling their hearts with joy. They could see the entire forest below, its beauty amplified by the sparkling snow. Tiny Rabbit giggled as they flew higher, and Pebble shouted with delight, "Look over there." Pebble pointed, his voice filled with wonder. "There's the Great Snow Mountain." Tiny Robin steered the bicycle toward the mountain, and soon they were hovering just above its majestic peak. The mountain sparkled like a giant jewel, its slopes covered in soft, fluffy snow. "Let's land and explore," Tiny Rabbit suggested, and Tiny Robin carefully descended the bicycle, landing gently on the snowy ground. As they hopped off the bicycle, they noticed something unusual at the base of the mountain, a shimmering trail of crystals that seemed to beckon them closer. Pebble rolled forward, his curiosity piqued. "What do you think it is?" Tiny Robin fluttered her wings excitedly. "I think it's a magical crystal path. Let's follow it." The trio ventured along the glimmering trail, marveling at how the crystals sparkled in the sunlight. They walked for a while, their hearts pounding with excitement, until they reached a hidden cave, its entrance adorned with glimmering snowflakes. "Should we go inside?" Tiny Rabbit asked, his voice a mix of fear and excitement. "Absolutely," Pebble exclaimed. "Adventure awaits." With a nod of determination, they entered the cave, their breath visible in the chilly air. Inside, they discovered walls lined with glittering crystals, illuminating the cave with a soft, ethereal glow. Pebble rolled deeper inside, his eyes wide with wonder. As they explored the cave, they stumbled upon a peculiar sight, a frozen pond with crystal-clear water, reflecting the light in a dazzling display. In the center of the pond, they spotted a glimmering object partially buried in the ice. "What is that?" Tiny Rabbit asked, his eyes wide. "Let's find out," Pebble declared, rolling closer to the edge of the pond, with Tiny Robin flying above and Tiny Rabbit hopping beside him. They approached the frozen object. It sparkled like a star, and as they got closer, they realized it was a magical snowflake. It shimmered with colors they had never seen before, vibrant blues, radiant pinks, and soft purples. "A snowflake," Tiny Robin exclaimed. "But it looks special. Let's try to free it from the ice," Pebble suggested. Together, they worked to clear the snow and ice around the magical snowflake. After several minutes of digging and working together, they finally freed it from its icy prison. As soon as they did, the snowflake began to glow brighter and brighter until it burst into a shower of sparkling lights. The lights swirled around them, filling the cave with a warm, magical energy. "What's happening?" Tiny Rabbit squeaked, his eyes wide. "I think it's a magical blessing," Tiny Robin said, flapping her wings excitedly. The lights danced around them, weaving in and out of the crystals, filling their hearts with joy and laughter. The snowflake's magic filled the air with a soft melody, a tune that seemed to echo the very spirit of the forest. Suddenly, the magical lights coalesced into a figure, a friendly snow spirit with twinkling eyes and a shimmering gown made of ice crystals. "Thank you, dear friends," the snow spirit said, her voice soft and melodic. "You have freed me from my icy prison. In return for your kindness, I grant you each a wish." Tiny Rabbit gasped, his eyes wide with excitement. "Really? We can have wishes?" "Yes," the snow spirit replied. "But choose wisely, for each wish holds great power." Pebble thought for a moment, his mind racing with possibilities. "I wish to explore the farthest reaches of Frostywood and see its hidden wonders." "An excellent choice," the snow spirit said, waving her hand. "Your wish is granted." Then Tiny Rabbit stepped forward, his heart racing. "I wish to have the courage to make new friends wherever I go." "Such a beautiful wish," the snow spirit smiled. "It is granted." Finally, Tiny Robin fluttered her wings, her heart filled with joy. "I wish for everyone in Frostywood to share in the magic of friendship and adventure." The snow spirit beamed. "Your wishes have been heard. Go forth and spread joy and friendship throughout Frostywood." With a wave of her hand, the snow spirit sent a shower of sparkling snowflakes over them, and with that, they felt a rush of warmth and joy enveloping them. They knew their wishes had been granted. After bidding farewell to the snow spirit, the trio made their way back to the frozen pond, their hearts filled with excitement. As they stepped outside the cave, they were greeted by a stunning sight. The entire forest sparkled with newfound energy, the trees dancing in the gentle breeze, and the air filled with laughter and music. "Look at all the other creatures of the forest," Tiny Rabbit exclaimed, Pointing excitedly, they watched as animals big and small gathered together, playing and sharing in the magic of the Great Snow Festival. Squirrels raced up and down the trees, deer pranced gracefully, and even the shy hedgehogs joined in the fun. "We should join them," Pebble said, bouncing with excitement. With a flutter of her wings, Tiny Robin took to the sky, calling out, "Come and celebrate with us. It's a time for friendship and adventure." Tiny Rabbit hopped along behind, and Pebble rolled joyfully beside them. As they joined the festivities, they danced and played games, their hearts filled with joy. They played snowball fights, built snowmen, and shared stories of their adventures. The day passed in a whirlwind of laughter and excitement. The joy of friendship echoed through Frostywood, and everyone felt the warmth of the snow spirit's magic enveloping them. As night fell, the stars twinkled like diamonds in the sky, and the forest glowed under the soft moonlight. Tiny Robin led them to a beautiful spot overlooking the forest, where they could see the celebration unfolding below. "I've never felt so happy," Tiny Rabbit said, gazing at the twinkling lights of the festival. "Me neither," Pebble replied, his heart swelling with joy. "This is the best adventure ever." Just then, a shooting star streaked across the sky, and they watched in awe as it glimmered and danced. "Make a wish," Tiny Robin exclaimed, her eyes sparkling together. They closed their eyes and made a silent wish, their hearts united in hope and friendship. As they opened their eyes, they felt a sense of peace and joy wash over them, knowing that their adventure had only just begun. And so, the friends spent the rest of the night enjoying the magic of Frostywood, knowing that with each new day would come new adventures and the joy of friendship. From that day on, Pebble, Tiny Rabbit, and Tiny Robin became inseparable companions. They explored every corner of the frozen forest, discovering hidden wonders and meeting new friends along the way. Their laughter echoed through the trees, and their hearts were forever filled with the magic of adventure. And every year during the Great Snow Festival, they would gather with all their forest friends, celebrating the bonds of friendship and the joy of new adventures. The forest would come alive with laughter, and the magic of the snow spirit would weave its way through the hearts of all who lived in Frostywood.